You do not have to adjust your screen. Yes, you are on Steve's channel. And guess what? This is a very special day. Happy tubiversary to Steve, 4 years. I love that little picture that's showing next to him, that avatar. And we will bring Steve on for sure. Steve, wherever you're hiding, please come back to help me celebrate with you your 4 year anniversary on this platform.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yep, 4 years. It's 4 years ago is when I up and decided, okay, let's do this. I'm going to hit the record button. My very first video. If you look back, you'd have to go back and go through my videos. You'll be able to find it, the very first one that, in fact, I think we were on it. I think you were there as well. And,
We went
but I
live,
just,
I think, on your first show.
what we probably did. I mean, that
I think
was, that's 4 years back. Um, Funny that you mentioned live. I haven't done that in too much time to count, actually. But I'm glad that that everybody who's here could be here for this day. And I'm guessing from what I understand, you've got some questions that you prepared for me.
I do. I do. I
Okay.
do. I do. But Steve, I want to first read them to the folks and then come back to you and reread them to you. And it'll be fun to see, a fun little challenge to see how much your viewing audience maybe remembers about things regarding you and your channel. And by the way, congratulations, 4 years.
Hmm.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is nothing to sneeze at, Steve. I'm
No.
just saying. All
No.
right. Okay, so I have a question. Some of them are true or false. Some of them might be multiple choice. Some of them might be yes or no. So maybe you want to write it down or just keep it in your head. All right, everyone? So let's get started with question number one. They're not in any specific order, even though I have it like the numbers written down, not in any specific order of importance. By the way, just asking, did Steve ever share? Now, this is true or false. Did Steve ever share a homemade banana pudding recipe? True or false? Did Steve
Hmm.
ever share a homemade banana pudding recipe? True or false?
Okay.
All right. We'll move on to the next question. What is Steve's favorite color? Multiple choice. I'll give you the choices. Would it be white, purple, green, or blue? What is Steve's favorite color? White, purple, green, or blue? All right. Next, did you ever have a show called Recipe Tuesday, Steve? Did Steve ever have a show called Recipe Tuesday? Would that be true he did or false he didn't? Did Steve ever have a show called Recipe Tuesday? True or false? Next, so this is an interesting question. All right, everyone, let's see. Question: did Steve ever want to quit this platform, YouTube? True or false, or yes or no, either one would be
Okay.
okay. Did
Hmm.
Steve ever want to quit YouTube? All right. Next, did Steve ever have to re record a video? In other words, if Steve's producing a video, did he ever have to re record a video? Yes or no? Next, true or false? Did Steve ever help a viewer save over $100? Yes or no, or true or false, either way. Did Steve ever help a viewer save over $100? Next, what inspired Steve to start a YouTube channel? Now that's open ended, maybe a little harder for you to figure out,
Hmm.
but you could try to figure that out on your own. What inspired Steve to start a YouTube channel? All right. Next, how many YouTube videos did Steve actually produce? Would it be over 250? Would it be over 350? Or would it be over 500 videos? All right. Next, true or false? Was Steve ever a vendor at a flea market? True or false, or yes or no? Either one would be fine.
Hmm.
Was he ever a flea market vendor? And finally, true or false? Did Steve ever go live for 2 hours and maybe more than that? True or false? All right, Steve.
Okay.
There's a bunch of questions here for the folks. So hopefully, let's hear these interesting answers to these questions from you. All
Okay.
right. So let's see what Steve has to say and see if it matches up with what you might have answered out there. All right, Steve. So let's go back to this one. The first question was, did Steve ever share a homemade banana pudding recipe?
Yes, I did. In
Steve, did
fact,
you?
yeah, in fact, when I started the Recipe Tuesday segment, even though I just basically gave away the answer to the other question, when I first started that segment, that was my first video. That was my very first when I went and started doing that. So, yeah, I did do a video on that.
And to just throw this in, every time Steve made that recipe, like he would tell me about it, and it always sounded so, so good. I'm just saying. All
Mhm.
right. The next question, Steve. Steve, what is your favorite color? Would it be white, purple, green, or blue?
It's blue. It's That's one of my favorite colors. But blue, off of the list that you of the color choices you gave, would be the correct answer.
I'm just going to throw this one in for good measure. What would be your next choice of color? Like your second runner up of favorite color?
Well, if you look at what you see in front of you, it's pretty much a dead giveaway. Black and blue. Yes, I do like black and blue because blue and black together just give off a certain, I don't know. I've always liked it ever since I was,
I
a young
really
kid.
love your choice here. It's very striking. I meant to tell you that earlier in the
Yeah.
green room. It's very nice.
Mhm,
Very,
mhm.
very nice. All right. So the next question is, okay, Steve, did you ever have a show called Recipe Tuesday? True or false?
True, and I just gave away the answer, by accident when I mentioned the banana pudding. But yeah, I did have a segment called Recipe Tuesday. In fact, I did 75 episodes. So if you ever, have a little free time, if you want to do a little so-called binge watching, there's a lot of nice recipes that I did. Have I done all the recipes that I'd spoke about? No, but yes, I did do a segment. It was fun while it lasted when I when I
And
was
it's
doing it.
always great that people can look back and check them out. So 75, that's a whole bunch of recipes there.
It is. Yeah.
Okay, now here's the next question. This is interesting. Steve, did you ever want to quit this platform, YouTube? True or false?
True. I wanted to quit about 5 times because it got to the point, you know, even when I did hit my 500 subscribers, and that's what it takes, to become fully, not fully monetized, but partially monetized on here. And I kept telling myself, is that all I'm doing? Is that all I'm doing? I'm recording videos, but I'm not getting any recognition out of it. I'm not getting any, you know, I'm not getting anything from it. I mean, you know, I kind of look at it. If
Interesting.
I'll give you an example. If you ever go into a place and you see a guy playing the piano and you have this big glass, whatever, on top of the piano and people leave $1, 50 cents, a couple. I wasn't getting anything. And I'm like, why am I even here? And when I hit 500 subscribers, I actually wanted to quit about 3 times. So, which 5 times in a 4 year
It is
period.
important to get that affirmation. I'll give it.
Yeah, but 5 years in a 4 year period is not all that bad. It's about once a year. But um, if you think about it, but then again,
No,
you,
that's true. That makes sense.
YouTube is one of those platforms. It's not just me. I'm sure there have been other YouTube creators that just wanted to throw in the towel and say, I'm done. But no,
We've all been there. We've all been there. Absolutely.
but something told me, no, Steve, just proceed. And, look where I'm at now. So, mhm.
Exactly. 4 years. Like I said, it's nothing to sneeze at.
No.
So, Steve, do you ever have to re-record a video?
Yeah. I've had to go back and re-record a video in all the years that I've been on, 4. I've had to go back and re-record about 4 times. So that's basically one video a year. Not that I'm trying to keep count of that, but if you think about it, that's not really that bad. Sometimes I've been known to come on. It's kind of like a blooper thing if you think about it. You go to record and you get tongue tied, or you lose track of what you want to say. I mean, anything can happen. I mean, nothing. We're not exactly perfect, but
It's true.
I mean, I don't know of anybody that when they go to hit the record button has never had to go back and redo. I mean, but it's not that often. I mean, but usually
No, that's actually a phenomenal track record. Just
it
like
is.
one time or so is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's like one time a year that I've had, like I say,
I've
that I've
had
had to go
technical
back.
issues.
Yeah. So,
All right. So I wonder how many people are getting all these answers. This is interesting.
yeah.
All right, Steve. True or false? Steve, did you ever help a viewer literally save over $100 as a result of a video you've done?
Yes, I did. In fact, the person came back to me in a comment and said, thanks to you and a video that you did, I cut my ties with my cable company and went with another cable thing altogether. I don't remember the name right off, but I do know that I saved them about $143 a month. Yeah, because I want to tap on that for a couple minutes or a little less, because
Wow.
you've got streaming apps out there. There's so many other different ways that you can go about getting television shows, movies, and you don't have to deal with the cable company. Not that I'm trying to put down cable, I'm not, or satellite or any of that, but you can always go and purchase a Amazon Fire Stick. They go on sale. They don't run that much. If you don't want to go that route, and if you want, you can go the Roku route. They have so much to offer, that you can just stream right from there, and then if you want, go on YouTube, our
Cable
platform.
is fast becoming a dinosaur.
It is. And if you go on YouTube and search, it'll tell you other ways to open up doors to where you can download other apps as well. That way you're not just focusing on just what's there. You can open up. So you would have to go on YouTube and just search, put it in the search bar, and you can look up a few on there. I do that, and it'll open up a few doors on how you can broaden putting other outside apps on your Fire Stick or Roku. Yeah. Yeah. And you save so much money. I mean, that's what I do. Yeah. I've
That
got
was
a,
nothing to sneeze at to save over 140 something dollars monthly. That's a lot of bucks a
yeah.
year.
Yeah. I think
Very good.
when I calculated it up yearly, I think it was like 1,600 that was put back in your hand. So yeah, that's a good little chunk of change right there if you think
Who
about it.
couldn't use 1,600 back in their hand? That was wonderful.
I know.
So, Steve, a question. What inspired you to start your YouTube channel?
Um,
What
well,
inspired you to start your channel?
okay. Well, the only way I really know how to answer that is, as we both know, you started your YouTube channel about a couple of years and 3 months prior to me in July of 18. So at first, I became a channel contributor to you. What that means is I would record a little three, 2.5, 3 minute, 3.5 minute little clip, and I would send it to you in Messenger, and you would attach it to your video. And I was a part of, some segment.
Yeah.
From that, that's what built me up to go and do my own channel. Now, there was one time, some may or may not remember this. There was a time, I hope you don't mind me saying it, but it's true. And this right here is what really broke the ice for me because it put me in front of a camera for a longer period than 3 minutes. There was a time that you had developed laryngitis, but you needed somebody to step in and you weren't able to talk and you had to put a video out. So I stepped in, and the video, I forget how many minutes it ran.
Oh, it was horrible. Horrible.
Well, that Right. Well, that particular video was what really broke the ice for me, that showed that I had the potential and the ability to start my own channel. So it's
It
a
was
mixture of
long.
right. So it was a mixture of two things: being a channel contributor on your channel and stepping in for you that one time, in case anybody was wondering.
That's really, really good. How many YouTube videos did Steve produce? Over 250, over 350, or over 500?
I produced
So,
over 500. There's over
Steve,
500
how
videos.
many videos did you produce?
Right. I was just about, I was giving the answer. I guess the delay cut me off. Um, I produced over 500. In fact,
Wow.
this particular video
That's a
right here,
lot of videos.
this particular video right here is 526 videos. This will make
Yeah.
526 right here. I do keep tabs on it. So in case anybody was wondering.
Amazing. True or false? Was Steve ever a flea market vendor?
That's true, but that was so long ago though. That was back when,
Were you ever a flea market vendor?
yes, I was. That was so long ago though. That was probably late
Okay.
80s, probably until about 1998. So yes, at one time I was. I used to help my
Wow.
parents. I used to help my
All right.
parents. Yeah.
Right, right. And finally, true or false, did Steve ever go live for beyond 2 hours. True or false? Steve, did you ever go live beyond 2 hours?
Yes, I did one time. And keep in mind, when I did it, I had absolutely no knowledge really of about how to go live. Well, now I do. Now I've got a perfect picture of how to do it, how to break it down and end it. This one time, I did not. You're welcome to go back and look in my videos. Go and search me, hit the live button, and there's a few. There's one video. If you've got 3 hours to spare and you don't mind listening, please feel free. There was one time I went live for 3 hours. Again, I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I needed the watch time because I was trying to build, my hours to establish myself as a YouTuber. But I I went on there. I had little to no knowledge, didn't really know what I was doing. I came on, I just ran my mouth and talked and talked and talked and talked and talked. And that's not how you go about doing a live. You do talk, yes, but you also have to know when to stop talking about what you're talking about, come over to your comments, address those, and then wrap up. For whatever comment that does not make it on the live, you're always welcome to leave it in the comment section. It'll still get answered. But I do know how to go about going live now. But back then, I didn't. But the answer is yeah, I did one
I
time.
think you're talking a lot about music on that specific video, if I'm not
I think I
mistaken.
was
Might have been
too.
speaking about
Yeah,
music a lot.
I think that's what it was. I haven't watched the video or that live in so long, but I think that's what I was doing. I'm almost, yeah.
Well, I have to say, you have a remarkable history, over 500 videos, right? You evolved from starting off as a channel contributor for my channel, and then you jumped in when I literally couldn't speak. I mean, well, with this kind of a job, your voice is everything. And I recorded a ton of stuff. I overstressed my throat, and I actually developed laryngitis for a couple of days. It was awful. So thank you again for filling in that time. Not easy.
No.
And but you know what? We're just glad you're here, and we love your channel.
Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations
Mhm.
for 4 years. I mean, could you give somebody asked me just this morning, Steve, asking me about maybe they were considering starting a channel. Do you have any bit of encouragement to offer anyone considering that as an option? Like, what should they do? Should they think about it? What would be a great suggestion for them? Do you
The
know?
only thing I have to offer in that respect is if you have a lot of helpful information in your head, tips, things that you know that you would like to share with others, that right there is one stepping stone, to help you to do a YouTube channel. Not everybody can do one. I mean, I think you have to have the gumption, the ability to come on in front of a camera, or even come off of a camera. Sometimes you have the ability to record off camera, like you saw me when Jan introduced me. I have a thing down here I can take myself on and off. But if you have a lot of information in your head that you just want to share, absolutely, you can start a YouTube channel and you probably should. But keep in mind, it's not difficult really to do a YouTube video and all that, but it does take time. Don't expect, a turnaround right away. You're going to have to work your way up to it. It's not something that you're just going to, oh, I start a YouTube channel. I'm going to get monetized. Yeah, you will, but you have to run the course more or less. And you have to stay with it. Does that mean you have to record a video each and every day, each and every day? No, you don't. Look at me. For those that don't know, I record a video about 3 days a week, sometimes four, sometimes four. If I do a fourth one, it's usually like on the weekend, like on a Saturday or Sunday, but anywhere from 3 to 4 videos a week. Usually three is my default. And that's a good amount of videos to do each week. That way you keep it consistent, you build an algorithm, and so on. But if you have the want and the desire to want to start a YouTube video and you have all these, like I said, you have a lot of information in your head you want to just share with the world, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I just want to throw something in. There's a huge word when you're doing this. Patience,
Oh, yeah.
patience, trust me, patience.
You got to have that.
I say no more.
Yeah. No, you're right. It
Well,
does take
Steve,
patience.
even though it's your channel, I want to congratulate you for the 4 years.
Thank you. Yeah. Like I said, it was a little, like I said, 4 years. I mean, like I said, if you, if you stay with it and stay the course and stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Yes, something's going to come out of it, but you got to have patience, as you said. Stay the course, but it's not going to happen overnight. So, all right. Well,
No, far from overnight.
mhm,
Very far, very far.
yeah,
Oh, well, Steve, I'm glad that we had this trivia show. Thank you for inviting me to host your trivia show for your
sure.
special day. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
And thank you, folks, for watching and participating. I'm curious to see how many people got a lot of the questions right. That'd be great. But since this is your channel, I can't close out your show.
No. Well, no, you can't. So, again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for 4 more years. Let's shoot for another four, see what happens. And, you know, hope all of you, have whatever time of day it is. Hope you have a great whatever it is. And we'll see you back here next time. Bye.